Alright fam, today I'm going to show you guys how I clean and dress a buffalo. And all the tools you need. You need this drill that you seen on the video I made last night. How to scale them. That's what I use to scale them. You're going to need this meat cleaver. Okay, you're going to need an electric knife, and you're going to need a recip saw. And you're going to need these kind of scissors that, they cut bones. Kind of a bone cutter deal there. And I use and I prefer that you guys have cordless. Everything's cordless. That gives you less of a chance to, anyway. But so just use cordless tools if you can. And like I said, in the skinner too. And I'll set my camera up and show you how I do it. All right, y'all. The first thing I do is I don't have this plugged up. But anyway, the first thing I do, I take this reciprocating saw, sawzall, whatever I call it, and I whack off the noggin. Take that out, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, then the next step, I take this, and I think it's I have it on reverse or whatever when it turns to go this way, this way, like this, when it turns the mixer thing. So I go and I go along here, but you saw the video that I made last night. And that clears the scales off. Alright, that's the second step that I do. Alright fam, here's the steps that I take. The next step, after I scale them and cut the head off and everything, first thing I do, take my trusty knife here. Preferably you guys have a cordless knife. And this is a big one right here. Start back here, and cut all the way to here. Hit that bone, just stop, okay? And then I turn it over this way. I gotta gut it some more. And be careful. Cut it until it stops there. Alright, now take your cleaver and take and hold. Be careful, hold it up like this right here. Take your meat cleaver and put your thumb in there if you can see it. And then just take the rest of it on out. Take it on out. Alright. Now, there's fat here, so you can just take that off. Toss it. Okay, then the next thing that I like to do is go ahead and try to get this. Sometimes this one is hard to take off the bottom here. But just put your weight on it. And cut that off there. Alright. Now, the next thing that I need to do is take my catfish skinners and get this off of here. Okay. Take your hand and take that skin off. Now sometimes you may have to cut this a little bit. Okay. Put that away. Alright. Be careful. And go ahead and pull the skin off of it. Pull it off. Hope this is all in the frame. I can't see it, so hopefully you guys can. Toss that. Doesn't take but a minute or so. Go ahead and pull the skin off. Hold it again. Pull it off. Alright. Okay, once you get that done, I can put my cutting board back on. Now, once you get that done and everything, and you see, I like to go ahead, take my knife, and let me get back in this shot here. About right along in there, now cut it. On the other side, cut it. Don't dull your blade, because that just comes off. Okay. All right. Set that aside. Turn this way, and I'll show you what I do next. Now you go along this lateral line, okay? Till you reach the rib cage. Just stop right there. Okay, now what I like to do, let me move this for now, is I like to leave a little bit of meat on the bone. You know, I used to say ride that bone, but I like to take it and leave a little bit of meat, because a lot of people like that back strap. Okay? And you'll feel when you get to the rib cage there. Okay. Now you turn around this way, and that just fillets right off of there. Now see that piece of meat there? Okay, it's filled with bones, guys. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful when you're cooking. What I kind of recommend with this, what I call the fillet part, is that you can either cut it in half, but I think if you just fry it, you know, season it up, put your meal, and I just like to use just pepper, salt and pepper. And for buffalo, it's pretty good, you know. Or if you have some kind of fish seasoning, whatever you prefer, you know, and meal it up good, and then just like you do your ribs, and just fry it like that. And then once you fry it whole like this, then you can just take it apart, and you'll see the little prickly bones, and that way you can eat it a little bit better, and you can be more careful with it, you know, doing it like that. But anyway, so now take that, store it, and do the other side. Go along that lateral line till you get to the rib. Stop there. Don't cut yourself. But leave some meat on the bone, because that back strap is a good piece of meat to eat. And it's just a little bit of an angle. See there? Same thing. Now you're done with that. Now let's do the ribs. You take your scissors, your boning scissors thingies, and make sure that they're working. Make sure that they're working. Time out. No time out. Just bear with me. Okay. Now you start back here. Well, no. I usually start here with this. Where I cut the head off, I go around. That. Now I take these and I put them inside of here like this. When you cut that bone, see, go along that backbone and just cut it. Okay, just like that, just like that. And see, and that's your rib cage. You can go ahead and cut that out. And I gotta clean that out more. I'll rinse that out. But see, here's a slab of ribs. Okay, and you do the same thing on the other side. And I'll do that. Well, I'll do that in a minute. And then for demonstration purposes, after I clean and wash all this out of here, I take, and then you can take and do your ribs. See? All the bones, like this. One or two bones, something like that. And basically it just follows the bone like that. Now these are kind of big for some of y'all folks, but anyway, I do that. Now I'm gonna finish that later. Now for the back part, I mean the tail, still got the back strap on it. So look, leave a little bit of meat on it. You don't have to ride that bone all the way. Just leave some meat on it. Leave some meat on the bone. Cut that on off. Some people don't like that red meat part, but it's cool. And you take that, follow that line here. Just cut it like that. And you'll have some pieces like that. Now, do the other side. Kind of like you filleting a fish, but leave some meat on the bone. Alright. Now, once you get that done, take your boning scissors and you cut that off. Don't cut your finger off, yo. Okay, see now you have this. Now I could have done a better job here, but just trim this off a little bit. And then see you have that's a meaty piece of back strap. Meal that up, season it up, and that works really, tastes really good. And then, like I said, just go that lateral line. Okay. Now you got pieces here. Some people like the red meat, some people don't. That's up to you. And once you get all that done, you are ready to go. You know, you have your pieces, you have your ribs, and all that stuff, and you're good to go. Make sure you rinse everything off, clean it really well. Rinse it off, and then when you take it in the house or whenever you get ready to cook them, then you can dress it up and enjoy. All right. All right, now we're going to do the back strap. Show you how to do the back strap. Once again, finish cutting that off of there like this. Okay. Cut that on off. Okay. Take that part on off of it. Okay. And then you got to clean the ribs because they're dirty. You got to get all that stuff out of them. You seen how I did the ribs a minute ago. And now you take your cleaver and get back. Have you some glasses on too, and just hit it. Chop it half in two. Okay. Now, fam, this is your back strap. Back strap. See, got some meat on the bone. Okay. Now you can take that. And just, you know, I like having them pieces like this. You feel me? That's a good piece of back strap right there. Season it up real good, wash it and everything, you know the deal. Wash your table off and all that kind of stuff. And take it in, once you get it all washed, season it. I like to use cornmeal. Mix a little flour with the cornmeal and you season Artie's famous seasonings. And deep fry them. And enjoy. All right. Okay, fam. And one more thing on these ribs. I want to show you guys something. There's nothing worse than, you see this right here? That's fat. I know some of y'all have bitten into a good, nice cooked buffalo, big bone buffalo rib, and got a mouthful of grease, and it's not a good taste. So you must trim all that out. See, this is fat right here. Of course, we'll clean all this out. All that is fat. Now, other than that, it's pretty good looking meat, you know. But make sure you cut. See right here. Make sure you cut that fat out of there and everything. See, let's get that out of there. It's hard to do with holding this camera, but see, this is fat, and you bite into it. Ain't no good. It ain't no good taste. I think that's what turned a lot of people off from buffalo, eating buffalo. But like I said, I'll clean all this out and I'll show you the finished result in just a second. Okay, fam, here's the finished product. So at the end of the day, here's how your buffalo ribs are supposed to look. That's the inside of it. This is the outside of it. You can see I sliced it. There's still a little bit. This will melt off or whatever. But the main fat part comes from the if you don't cut enough of the belly off of it, that's the bottom of the rib. When it's got that yellow, greasy looking streak there, that's the fat. So you cut much of that off. That's why people, you know, who don't clean them very well, they leave all that belly on there, and that's when you bite into that nasty piece of fat. But anyway, here's how buffalo ribs are supposed to look, and here's how they look when you're done. See, it's pretty. Don't that pretty, y'all? All they need is some seasoning, mixture of flour. Some people just use flour too, but I like to use meal, season up, and salt and pepper is good. You know, you don't have to get all fancy with it, but that's got that one bone in it, and sometimes people use two bones. You want to thicker, but that's a good. You fry it, it's good and tender, and this is just a piece of meat that came off of it. You could eat that too. But at the end of the day, this is what you have: big bone buffalo ribs. Enjoy, y'all.